You can't put a crown on a clown, nigga, and expect him to act like a king. Can't turn a hoe into a housewife just because you gave that bitch a ring. No iron team, one for all for one like a clearance sale. The block bumping like eczema, but my OG told me how to clear a sale. Stay low, shun, never get caught up in emotions, and take a real nigga to know one.
What's going on? It's your boy K-reid.
It's your boy Young.
Together we go by the name of GreenLine.
You're now locked in the Un4Gettable Season 1.
Definitely say it was reasonable doubt, just because the stories he was telling on that was crazy. Like it was rare that you get that from hip hop artists. So definitely reasonable doubt.
One album I can't live without, The Blueprint, man. Like, that was the first album I understood hip-hop the most. Like, when I was understanding bar for bar, word for word, it was The Blueprint. I listened to that album from front to back, back to front. Production was crazy. Everything. It was just sonically a dope album. Like, Blueprint, one of my favorite albums of all times. Either Frank Ocean or Sam Smith. That's a weird-ass fucking combo, but Frank Ocean, the way that dude write is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? His pen game is crazy. And Sam Smith, his voice is just soulful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of who they are, they dope artists, man. Sam Smith and Frank Ocean, yeah.
The Weeknd, definitely The Weeknd, because yeah, the album is crazy. And I can just imagine what the chemistry between us and him and the right production behind that. It's gonna be epic if it ever happens. But. My favorite sneaker of all time has to be the Grape Fives. Like,
Which ones?
The white Grape Fives, just so you know, it's no discrepancy amongst the sneakerheads out there. Like, oh, he likes some new shit. No, Grape Fives, and it's crazy why I like them because it was a while back, like '07. I seen like a sneaker store in Albee Square Mall. All the Brooklyn heads know about that, and that was like the first pair of sneakers that I really copped before I started like going crazy with it. Seen it for like $250, which is rare. Now to see them shits for.
Was that the 06 joints, right?
Yeah, the 06 joints. I copped them. It was a size 14. Like I wore a size 12, and I wore them shits faithfully.
We're not gonna do that.
My favorite sneaker of all time, it's not just one. I think it's a stylish sneaker. No matter how corny the shit got now, foams, man. Like, it was a point where I think I owned every single color of foam that was coming out. It's just something about that sneaker. Like, I love it. And my favorite pair of foams is the copper foams. That whole concept behind the foams, the same color as a penny. That shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The copper foams is like one of my favorite sneakers of all time. And of the foams, and also the copper flight, the Air Forces, the copper Air Force foams, them shits is hard too. So like that whole, like I said, that foam material, man, you can't go wrong with those, man. So favorite sneaker got to be the foams, Nike. Damn, you want me to kill my babies? Best verse I feel I ever written. Shit. It's not even written yet, motherfucker. It's yet to come. Nah, my best verse to date, one of my favorite verses. On the way, man, on Un4Gettable, cause that's like, I think Reed always been telling me like, yo, push yourself to your limits and play with your flows and shit. And on the way, I really just like floated. I feel like I floated crazy on the way. That's like the most fun verse I ever written.
Damn, it's hard to choose, man. It's a lot. Lessons was crazy. Lessons off the new joint. That was just the way it was structured. I don't even know how I came up with some of the shit I said, but that was crazy. Like I said, it's a lot, man. The Town, that verse is kind of crazy.
Oh yeah, the Town.
Town's definitely gonna break that apart. There was one on a freestyle too. I think Fire Squad. Verse I did for Fire Squad freestyle was definitely, yeah, bars.
Favorite song on the album? My shit, I'm gonna go with the town, man. I think the town, like the magic that was made in the studio. I'm trying to get the footage of the actual studio session to y'all. Like that shit was
crazy.
Insane. Like y'all got to see how that song was built.
It was pieced together so crazy.
Shout out to Vaughn Dawn, he was on the hook. Yeah, people don't even know. My man Cheddar was on the hook. Cheddar Moore. It's so much. Like y'all, it wasn't just me and him in the studio that day. It was like we had our team was in the studio and we built that hook. We built that record. So
it's really orchestrated.
It was crazy. Yeah, that's one of my favorite records. Just cause the whole storyline, the verses is insane. The flips and that shit, the entendres, everything was just crazy on the town. Like I think the town is definitely my favorite record of the album.
My favorite record, it's realer than this, man, because we just went bar fest on that. And it's taking it back to that essential New York sound.
Definitely got that
like
90s
really,
feel,
it's like, it's just rap, just showing what you got, like just taking niggas' heads off. Like
we might have to shoot a video for that.
We might have to.
So what's next for GreenLine? Man, we just gonna keep pushing Unforgettable, man. That's out right now. You can log on to unforgettable.co. That's UN, the number 4, GETTABLE. The link probably be somewhere around here.
.co.
And make sure y'all tune in to YouTube. Watch the No Turning Back video. Watch the Town video. Subscribe to our YouTube page, GreenLine Music.
Watch the first episode of that Unforgettables.
Watch this episode of Unforgettable.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we just grinding. We gonna do some shows. We gonna promo,
videos,
man. That's it.
Everything.
Man.
On the way.
I done lost some real niggas on the way. Made some friends along the way. I done spent more than I made, but it's some money on the way. Lost some bitches on the way. They wasn't with me all the way. Mama told me keep my head up, cause my time is on the way.